Problem-solving time. Yep. Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. Right. What do I say? Have we forgotten something? Remember, 2 days ago. Polly, have we forgotten something? Ark! Don't forget DL6! Ark! If I can get Polly to say that here, that will prove that the caretaker had something to do with DL6. Polly? Have we forgotten something? Hello! Ark! That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot something we forgot. Hello! Ark! Uh-oh, it's not working, Nick. She won't say it. This is ridiculous. Why won't she say it? Tisk. Something the matter, Mr. Wright? Wait. Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot, could he? Did he train her not to respond when we asked if we'd forgotten something? This guy is the worst. Witness, you're here to speak. You must speak to me. Frankly, I can't believe that you're speaking to the parrot. Well, I guess we should try to get some information out of her. We need to show the judge that her owner is Mr. Yogi. How do we get her to... How do we get her to say he's Mr. Yogi? Maybe I should get her to say her name? Polly, what's your name? Polly, Rock? Mr. Wright, I think we've established that this parrot is named Polly. Does this have anything to do with her owner's identity? Yes, it does. Ha, fascinating. You claim that the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity? Then show us this proof. Nick, don't you think you're taking the bluffing a little too far? Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. All we have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor, the proof that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker's identity is... Let's check this. After his arrest, fiancée Polly Jenkins commits suicide. How convenient. The DL6 case file? That's quite a large file you have there. Which page is this proof on, then? Show us or stop wasting our time. Very well, Mr. Wright, please show us the page. Where in this file is the information connected to this parrot's name? It's on the suspect data page. This page has all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide, see? Indeed, it does say that, yes. What was his fiancée's name? Polly Jenkins. Polly! Exactly, Your Honor. He remembered the name of his fiancée who committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her. I see. I guess that is possible. This is one of those things that kind of rings a little bit, edge case here, considering the fact that Polly is, like, such a common parrot name. Bah, a mere coincidence, that's all. Yeah, Karma actually has a point here. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, does this make you my granddaughter's fiancé? She's only 7 years old. Star was thinking the same thing. Indeed. Alone, it is a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. We would need some other corroborating evidence. Where am I going to find that? Nick, we're getting closer. One more, if we can just get one more piece of evidence. Right, but what? Very well, witness, you may continue. What's the safe number? Maybe I'll get her to say the number of that safe. Huh? Safe? Why? Let's just try to get her to say anything, okay? Polly, what was the number of the safe in the shack? 1228. 1228. My, what a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Wright, you weren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker. It does. Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it. Ha, ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity? The DL6 case file? What is this obsession you have with that case? Mr. Wright, where in this file is something relating to that safe number? Case summary. It's on the case summary page. The case summary? Specifically, the date on which the DL6 incident occurred. The date of the incident? December 28th. Why, that's today's date, 15 years ago. And the number on that safe is 1228. Ah! He used the date of the DL6 incident as the number for his safe, Your Honor. That's how important that date was to him. I see. It certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates. Bah! This is not tangible proof. I set my ATM card's number to 001 because I'm number 1. This has nothing to do with that date. Nothing. Are you sure you should be spelling that, my dude? I didn't know you could set the numbers on a safe. Yeah, I believe that's something you can do. I mean, it would be kind of dumb if you couldn't, because then, you know, all you'd have to do is know the default setting on the safe in order to bust into it. That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here. This is a mere coincidence, that's all. True, that is a possibility. However, two coincidences at the same time seems more like a pattern to me. What are you saying? Summon the caretaker with the boat shop. Immediately. Witness, tell us your name. Wait! This witness, he doesn't remember. No, it's okay. I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done. Nick, he looks totally different. This is the real Yogi, I think. Finally. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years. Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court. My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court. Order, order! Yanni Yogi. So was it you who killed Robert Hammond and tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death? Yes, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond, he said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent, get me off the hook. So, I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancé, my social standing. Then, this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance after 15 years. This was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets. Wait a moment. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond. Von Karma, where is Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is innocent. In this case, at least. Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of suspicion for this particular case. So I would like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections? I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything? Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. Woo! Yeah! That is all. The court is adjourned. Did someone just say objection? It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means... No. Edgeworth! Your Honor, I object to your judgment. What do you mean? Yay, Edgeworth has been declared not guilty! Let's yay that he's pulling this shit! Come on, Edgeworth, just take the victory. I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what? Nick! Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's going to say he's guilty. He's going to tell them he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He's going to tell them he killed his own dad. Uh-oh, what do I do? I'm gonna trust him. No, I'm sure Edgeworth thought about this one long and hard. This isn't my place to interfere. Nick, are you sure? There's nothing we can do about it. This is his problem now. Miles, you dumbass, what are you doing? Exactly. For 15 years, I have had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare, that's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer. You mean, in the incident where your father died? From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide, either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer. The criminal in the DL6 incident. It was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I'm guilty for DL6, the statute of limitations of which ends today. The culprit is me. Why are you pointing towards me? You're talking about yourself. Why are you pointing at me? Order, order! This is certainly unexpected. The defendant, declared innocent, is confessing to a different crime. A crime for which the statute of limitations runs out today. I'm not really sure how I should deal with this. Bah! It's obvious. We hold a trial, right here, right now. We try this man for his crime of 15 years ago. His crime that he supposedly committed when he was a minor. I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned. Yeah, his crime of which is his confession is based on a dream. Yes! There are a lot of levels of fuckery going on here. I don't blame the judge for wanting to take some time to consider what to do here. I'm sorry, Wright. I've just wasted all of your effort. Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, pal. I mean, you killed your dad? I didn't want to believe it myself, detective. But it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances. This is crazy! Just crazy! Nick, what are you doing? Huh? Oh. I was just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready. Your case? For what? Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent. What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it in court. I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe your nightmare. What? It's just a dream. It's not real. Star points out all the men in the Ace Attorney series have shoulders for days. Right? Like, these guys must have trouble finding jackets that fit them. Or maybe all the guys in this universe just come with big shoulders so they can... so that's just the standard. It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me. Right. Then, I would like to resume our trial. Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. The statute of limitations on the DL6 incident runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I'd like to run this one by the book. I see. Does the defense have any objections? No, Your Honor. Von Karma. You knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you? Phoenix voice. Prepare your butts, boys! Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand? Will the witness state his name and profession? Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecuting attorney. Mr. Edgeworth. 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct? It is correct. Then testify about this matter to the court. When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That will be the key, but only if I can get it to work. Please, please. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. And that's all. And until now, you thought this memory was a dream. You were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out, and I lost my memory of the events. Bah! The same claim Mr. Yogi has made. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Are you sure you only heard one gunshot? Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream. Star points out, man, Japanifornia has some real weird elevators. Who makes an elevator airtight? Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, it may have been not entirely airtight, but might have been sort of rendered airtight, because they do mention that there was an earthquake and that they got trapped in the elevator. So if something fell on it and obstructed any of the airflow, that could have led to them running out of usable oxygen, at least a lot faster than it was being replaced. I heard the shot and the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. I see. But that doesn't make sense. Look at this file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on. Which page contradicts Miles Edgeworth's testimony? Look at the victim data in this file. It says it quite plainly. The murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot, yet the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So, who fired the remaining shot? Was there perhaps another shooter who fired that second shot? Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice, however, we do not know when that second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the incident. There is no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident. What? I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot fired had something to do with the case? Your Honor, I think I will be able to show you proof. What? Impossible! Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Yeah, seriously. Very well, Mr. Wright, show us your proof. Do you have evidence that the second firing of the pistol is related to this incident? Look at this photograph. Look at this photograph. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. I can see that the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it. So, let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired. Where? Your Honor, please. Please get a clue. Show the judge the contradiction in this photo. As should be obvious, the contradiction is here. I see a bullet hole in the door. Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol, yet there is also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot. Also, come to think of it, if that gun fired a shot after Edgeworth fucking chucked it, then that means that the safety was off, at the very least, and also that it was shoddy enough to be on a hair trigger. Because I'm pretty sure that like more modern guns certainly tend to be built to be shock-proof, because the last thing you want to do is to fumble your gun and have it go off and hurt someone. But order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart, the other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright, but who could that someone else be? The murderer, of course. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the Dale 6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. The case summary. That's on page 1. Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene. He does have a point. That second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. Star comments. Can you imagine if a gun were sensitive enough to go off if it knocks into something? Oops, I fell in my holster. Oh no, now I shot myself in the leg. Yeah, exactly. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if like earlier models of guns were that sensitive. They had to figure out how to make them less sensitive over time, after all. The second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter. The whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door. I mean, if we're going to go that route, Von Karma, then why not just say that, the bullet must have gone through him and out through the door? Except, of course you can't make that claim because the bullet was recovered inside Mr. Edgeworth's, the elder Edgeworth's heart. So obviously it couldn't have gone through. Order, I will have order. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly, that the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked this second bullet. So, all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. Gah! How did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident? What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection? I'm sorry, Maya. What? It looks like I was wrong. Nick, if the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. No. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent. I'm sorry. Yeah, it would. Star points out, it's not like a bullet is very big. It'd be real easy to lose one. Yeah. Yeah, bullets don't tend to be very big, and also a lot of the time bullets have a tendency to a lot of times bullets can have a tendency to shatter on impact too. So like, you know, sometimes there's not enough bullet left to be found. They get smashed into even smaller pieces. It's just, when I saw the photograph, I thought the 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it, I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick. Well, it seems that we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No, I do not. So you killed your father, though that was not your intention? Yes, I did. Oh no. He's confessing. Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here. Right now. Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? Been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There's so many things I know I should be saying. But my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words. Mr. Wright? Your Honor, I object. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object? Oof. Nick, I don't know. His case is perfect. Oh no. Grah! It must exist. The second bullet. What? What did you just say? Nothing. A second bullet must exist? But where? Someone took it. It seems waiting is not going to produce us any answer from Mr. Wright. Wait, Your Honor. Yeah. Yeah. As Star points out, this is a shitty sentencing. They're about to sentence a man for accidentally shooting his father as a child 15 years later. Yeah! This is just so... There is so much wrong with this. The second bullet, it exists. What? But we've just heard proof that it did not exist. I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. But who? The murderer. The murderer? Then tell us, just who is this murderer? I'm still thinking about that one. So the criminal took the second bullet. Why would he? Huh? First of all, how would he have found it? It's not easy to find a straight bullet, Mr. Wright. Yep. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet? Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for that stray bullet? I haven't got a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Bah, the murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. Urgh. Had to take it. Had to take it? Murder? What does that mean? You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene, but, the murderer had to take that bullet. Had to, Mr. Wright? What do you mean? Well, for instance... For instance, what? Maybe the bullet, hit the murderer? The bullet hit the murderer? Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know? Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murder, the murderer himself was shot, and he left with the second bullet still inside, thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime. Yeah, I did mention that, one bullet was found inside Mr. Edgeworth, so we've already established that someone, walking away with a bullet lodged in them is potentially possible. Yes, I guess that's how it would work, yes. But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from that elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean murder came from outside, yes. The two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping it. I can't deny the possibility of what you say. What are you saying? Deny it! Deny it! No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murder. No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone. Hey, Nick. Huh? I just thought of something really crazy. Crazy? Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting. What if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock, but took it because he was injured? Which would mean it could only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma. Oh man. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed. No, Your Honor. Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect? Uh-oh. Should I come out and say it now? May as well go for it. Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? My hands are shaking. What? Von Karma! Von Karma? You mean the Von Karma, the prosecutor, sitting right there? Bah! You don't object? I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection? Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason? So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident? Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify. Nick! Let's find out who his doctor is. It's no use. Edgeworth? I know Von Karma perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. Von Karma's idol animation? Oh. I would have to see it again. Hey, Von Karma, pop up on screen for a moment. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness. Grr, nobody's that perfect. So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane! No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Wait, what does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere, but where? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot? Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know how you like it so much. What? The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery, leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. Hello, Neon. Yes, you did get here at the good part. You don't mean... I do. There's the possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. Is that even possible for all these years? Judge, there are people who, served in like one of the world wars who continued to have pieces of shrapnel, who died with pieces of shrapnel in them, like when they were old as fuck. It's more than possible. Well, there's one way to find out. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm gonna run this over you and see what we find. Now that's an interesting position for him to be taking. I refuse! You refuse? But refusing this means... you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you. Order, order, order. Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector. Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy. The statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now. Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing. Nick, what does this mean? I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet. Mr. Von Karma? You. It was you! I was afraid this would happen. And so I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident. What? I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6. Oh yeah, it occurs to me that he tends to favor his left hand a lot, too. I mean, he could just be left-handed, but, Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It is you who must prove something here, Mr. Wright. Not I. Mr. Wright. Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6? Of course you can't. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence. That's because you took it out of the wrecker's room yesterday. With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright. No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. What? You were close. One day away from freedom. You see, I have proof. What? Who would have thought you would have dug your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. Still bears clear ballistic markings. That's a bullet? Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. Ah! Star points out that Von Karma's idle animation is him gripping his sleeve in his right hand, like it's fallen asleep on him, or he's working out an ache. Very nice catch there. The bullet is preserved quite nicely with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings? You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with that weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets. Then, if the markings matched, we would know that both bullets had been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol, in other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Ugh. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet and solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma? Arrgh! Arrgh! Ah! He's just throwing a fit. That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. Help, I can't breathe. Quiet, I said quiet. You're not making this any easier. Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you. Stop breathing my air. Get away. Get away from my father. Arrgh. that scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. Von Karma, it was you who screamed! Mr. Von Karma? Edgeworth! Edgeworth, only you would dare defy me. So, it was you. Oof! You and your father are my curse. Your father shamed me with the penalty on my record. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you with my bare hands. Death, death! Could you please? Mr. Chief Prosecutor, I am sorry. Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you. I was careless. I'm sorry, but you will have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time. Edgeworth! Please don't destroy the courtroom, Neon says. Yeah, please don't do that. It was a shock like none I had ever known. Me? Penalized? It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly, I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went out in the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button and nothing happened. Then, there was a noise. I was in pain. A horrible, burning pain in my shoulder. Just then, the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was my destiny. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died, never knowing who had shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Who would have thought another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge? What? What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it. Very well. It appears that we have come a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later. Mr. Miles Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. You were innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. Yay! Finally. That is all. The court is adjourned. Yay again! Woo! Confetti! Nick! We did it! Did you see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick. Crushed! I gotta say, I'm impressed. Heh. It was pretty close, though. I was sure we'd had it. I know, I was on the verge of tears the whole time myself. But now it's all just a good memory. So, it's finally over, Edgeworth. Right. Yeah? I'm not sure how to say this. I know. Try thank you. I see. Thank you, Wright. You're welcome. I think you could have done better than that. Oof. Sorry, I'm not good at this sort of thing. You got a lot to learn, Edgeworth. Dear. Whoop! Amazing, pal! You pulled through just like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one, pal. Star's mad because they keep thinking the music is about to do the Deltarune I'm with you in the dark motif. Curse you, Toby Fox! Yeah, I can see where that's coming from. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month. But who cares? See, Mr. Edgeworth? You should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you. I see. Woo! I feel foolish. Don't worry, take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it. It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded. He's kind of cute. Hey, y'all! Lotta! Y'all were great in there. Thank you. Yo, Edgeworth, congrats! Thank y'all very much. I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar even if no one was there. You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you? Yeah, well, let bygones be bygones, eh? Speaking of which, what are you doing now, Lotta? Who, me? Oh, I went back to college. I gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quick. Really? That's too bad. Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park? Huh? It's over, Nick. My life is over. Why the sad face, Larry? What happened now? Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world. You don't look sick. It's Kiance. She's going to live in Paris. Paris, Nick. She's leaving me behind. Larry. Yo, Edgy, there you are. Yes, here I am. Congrats, Edgy. Here, a little gift from me in celebration. Celebration? That's unusual for you. Harry Butts, you come along too. My treat, pal. Huh? Thanks. Looking forward to it. I'd leave Larry behind too, yeah. Yo, Nick. That's a suit that questioned me. When he says treat, that's not please talk for prison food, right? Right? I think he'll be fine, Larry. Right. Yeah? What's up? That envelope that Larry gave me has got money in it. Well, yeah, that's not that strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes. It's $38, right? Huh. What a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but it's not a lot either. $38 exactly? Nick! Wasn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school? $38? No. No! Larry, it was you! What are you so surprised about, Wright? Huh? Larry was absent that day from school, right? But that doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect. What? Think back to that day 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored. He came into school anyway. Then he saw the money lying there, and the rest is history. I never was good at history. Edgeworth, you didn't know, did you? I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, too well. Right, you may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When something smells, it's usually the butts. I know. Really, Wright, I'm surprised you didn't figure it out. Well, this sure is an unexpected turn of events, huh? Eh? Edgeworth. You should have told me! Now, Nick, it was 15 years ago. Don't you think the statute of limitations has run out, Mr. Edgeworth? I'd say so, yes. There you have it. Where does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did. Well, I'd call you a goody two-shoes to the extreme. Yeah, and you get worked up too easily, too. Death! The death sentence for both of you! Man, if I only had known, I'd have become a prosecutor. The same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought that I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself. If I had known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all. Edgeworth. Want to switch, right? Hey, y'all! Line up, I'll take a photo. Hey, photo time! Let's go! And after that, dinner on me! Detective Gumshoe took us out on the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, although Edgeworth was still in detention. "5:02 a.m. Wow, they stayed up all night. Oh, I went a little overboard yesterday. My head hurts. Huh? Still only 5. Maybe I should go back to sleep. What's this? A letter? Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you, it made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium, in training, of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth, too. Star realizes Phoenix got wasted! Yeah, he totally got wasted. He must have gotten up to some shenanigans while he was wasted. You just know it. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth, too. I wanted to help you. But I couldn't. I was useless. So I've decided to go back to my training. I'll become a full-fledged spirit medium for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick. Goodbye? What time is it? Gah! The first trains for the mountains have already left. To the station. I guess I'm too late. Hey! Nick! Maya! So, you're leaving? Yeah. It's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits, and I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay? Wait. What? I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help. Huh? On the last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice. You heard my sister? Yes. Only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything. Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg, and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick. But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya. Huh? I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around in a daze. Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped. Evidence? A bullet? Von Karma was convinced he had taken all of the evidence pertaining to DL6, but you were the one who rescued the last piece of evidence we needed. This was the bullet that put an end to Von Karma, and you were the one who gave it to me. Nick. Thanks, Maya. I couldn't have done it without you. I'll be back soon. Huh? I'm going to complete my training and come back. Okay. I'll be waiting. Of course you will. You can't run that office by yourself. You're hopeless. I don't know about that. Hug her. So, bye. Bye. So they really just let Nick walk out with that evidence, huh? Apparently. He just stuck it in his pocket, forgot about it for the whole day. Aww. Thanks, Nick. It's a souvenir, Neon says. And so my story ends. Time to turn a new page and say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. And Chad is back just in time to see the end. You missed it. Now a new story begins, with the same old crazy cast of characters. Ha! Don't think you've graduated yet, amateur. Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim. Yes, Your Honor. Uh-oh, I got a bad feeling about this. I think there's one more case after this, in this version, so I should be able to, keep going. But for now, we've got an epilogue and credits to look through. Hey, pal, Mr. Edgeworth came to the precinct. Talk about a pleasant surprise. Woo! Detective Gumshoe! Then he hung his head low and went right back outside. Kind of like he was embarrassed or something. Strange, huh? Huh? Nick? Nah, I haven't seen him lately. Yeah, thanks, Payne. You were a big help. Is that ramble like your catchphrase or something, Mr. Grossberg? Because you say it like every time. Yeah, no way in hell was I going to even attempt that ramble. Haha! A brand new episode has been added. Yes. There it is! Ta-da! First. Secret episode. This one probably won't be as fucky as the last case, but just in case I'm pulling up a guide in case I want to refer to it. But I don't think I'll need it. Rise from the ashes. Ooh, fancy. Ooh. Very dramatic, yeah. It's been 2 months since Maya left the office. 2 months without a single trial. I've had offers, but none I took. That is, till the day that girl showed up. The badger did it! February 22nd, 10:02 a.m. Why do I come here to the office every day? It's not like I want to work. There you are, finally! Where have you been? My sister's trial is tomorrow. Who are you? It doesn't matter who I am, it only matters who you are. You're the famous detective attorney... detective attorney? No. You're the famous defense attorney, Mia Fey. Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you? I'm sorry, but Miss Mia Fey no longer works here. She's kinda dead! And has been for, like, a while at this point. So, you are the coffee boy? I'm Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney. Right. Wait, you're the Phoenix Wright? She went kaput, man. I'm very sorry. The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case? Yes, that's correct. It wasn't Edgeworth who was murdered, though. That's a relief, then. You're better than nobody. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm not taking cases right now. But you are Phoenix Wright, right? The undefeated defense attorney? Look, I'm not accepting any new cases. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try elsewhere. Please! I'm out of time! But, please, you have to help. It's my sister. Maya, could it be? Starpoint said, I mean, Edgeworth Sr. was kind of murdered. Yeah, good point. Okay, I'll hear you out. Really? Thank you so much. My name's Emma Sky. I'm a scientific investigator. Scientific investigator? Okay, Emma, talk to me. Emma, was it? So you're a scientific investigator. Yes, that's right. Is something wrong? No, it's just you seem kind of jumpy. Or maybe just young? Young? I'll be 16 years old this year. Oh, I see. Wait! Only 16? I'm set to be formally assigned to forensics in 3 more years. My work is becoming quite well known, at my age, no less. So what exactly is your current position then? Well, legally speaking, I guess you'd call me an 11th grader. but I'm ready to do my job, and at my age, no less. Right, another future professional in training. The case. So, what's this about a case? You said the trial's tomorrow? My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't. So, it's a murder case. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact. And there's a witness. Just talk to her. You have to talk to her. Right. I suppose I will. I promised her I'd bring Mia Fey, but... That's interesting. How would she know Mia? So, you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up, then? Excuse me? I'm not a child, I'll have you know. You're 16, you're a kid. Still, it's good to have a goal, albeit a very unusual one. I believe investigation should be done scientifically. Don't you? Yeah. Sure can't fault her for a lack of enthusiasm. If this case is handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister's name will be cleared. Your sister? I've been doing research, you know. I'm developing a new scientific method of case investigation. Shad. 1. How would she know Mia? And also 2, how would they not know she went kaput? I'd think that was a pretty big case when it happened. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm pretty sure at this point we're approaching, like, I don't know, a year? No, more like half a year since, Mia's death. Yeah, like half a year. Sure, it's been a while, but, like, your information is, like, nearly half a year out of date, wherever you're getting it from. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm looking forward to it. Guess I should get down to the detention center and talk to her sister. Relation to Mia. My sister asked for her specifically. Mia Fey was a few years below her in school, so she went to the same school as Mia. She always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney, and, well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia is a woman. Mia, yeah, I thought it was a little strange when I saw you too. Well, it's nice of you to help your sister out like this. You must be close. Well... Actually, when she gets like she is now, I kind of hate her. Huh? But she's my only family. Your only family? What about your parents? They died in a car accident when I was little. Oh, I'm sorry. Awkward! Well, let's get down to the detention center. I wonder what's wrong with Emma. She got quiet all of a sudden as soon as we arrived. Guard, I thought I told you I didn't want visitors. Sorry, ma'am. It's just your sister. No excuses. Or did you not want a raise this year? Understood, ma'am. What was that all about? Hi, Lana. Funny. I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing? Look. I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Hey, how do you know me? Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. I'm sorry, what exactly is it that you do? My name is Lana. Lana Sky. I'm chief prosecutor for this district. You're a prosecutor? 2 sisters, 1 a lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? Emma, Lana, I mean, they're just like... Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? I keep being tempted to give Emma the same voice I've been using for Maya. Yeah, Shad says, these prosecutors just keep getting themselves in trouble, huh? Yeah, seriously. You'd think prosecutors would be able to keep themselves on the right side of the law. There's something you should know from the start. Which is? The suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. Huh? Wait, but the suspect is... me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright? Well, why don't you begin by telling me exactly what happened? The crime took place yesterday, February 21st at 5:15 p.m. That's quite specific. It was in the witness's deposition. A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. My, that was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. The prosecutor's office, huh? In your subordinate's car trunk? Classy. I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed, as it were. My. Victim. So, who was the victim? An investigator with the police department. I suppose the correct term is detective. A detective? Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. By you? Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. I see. She dodged the question there! Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you? Uh-oh. What, Mr. Wright? What does it mean? Well, it means the police department will consider it a matter of pride to have me found guilty. They will use any means at their disposal to do so. This case gets worse and worse with everything I learn. So, you're the chief prosecutor? That is correct. I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by prosecutors in this district. I make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do the job and manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. It's an awfully large nutshell. Still, I'm a little surprised. I would think you'd recognize the district's chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright. Huh? In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. Lana? What happened to your hand? And Shad will be right back. Oh, this? I cut myself by accident. When I stabbed him, that is. Huh? I'm not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. If she cut herself with a bloodied knife, wouldn't there be, like, concerns of cross-contamination? Like, not just cross-contamination of the murder weapon, but also just simply... Do they even have compatible blood types? Shouldn't she be worried about that? Star also points out, knives aren't sharp on the handle, Lana. Yeah, that too. How the fuck were you handling that knife that you got cut? How am I supposed to defend this? Time to change the subject. Wait, she was in the class ahead of Mia, wasn't she? In relation to Mia. You were in school with Mia, correct? A few years above her? Emma told you that too, Emma told you that too, did she? Yeah. Shad says, clearly she was holding a really big knife by the blade. Of course, obviously. That's exactly how you had it. How you hold it. Half sorting. Well, why not? I did drag him all the way here from his office. Although it seems he has very little in common with Mia. Hey! It was in law school. I was in my 3rd year, and she was auditing the class. She was different than the other students. Did someone have a crush? Different? She was strong. She'd do anything to become a defense attorney, anything. Did someone have a crush? That was probably why she was attracted to me. Okay, my mistake. Did the other one have a crush? Excuse me? Intellectually attracted. Lana was top of her class in school. Intellectually, right. I was the best there was. Oh. Ace Attorney is gay culture. It totally is. I'm doing pretty good in school too, by the way. It sounds a bit different than when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright? Excuse me? As you can plainly see, I am admitting my guilt. Lana said gay rights. I think it's safe to say there's no way you can take this case. None. But Lana! You were always this way, weren't you? You never think of anyone but yourself. Huh? I know you didn't do it, Lana, I know. So how can you say that you did? If I lose you, I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lana. Huh? Mr. Wright? Yes? I believe our discussion here is ended. The rest, I leave to you. You mean you're requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. Your client has confessed after all. The case is over. Right. I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. Lana has confessed to the crime, yes. But something doesn't fit. It's that look in Emma's eyes. There's something else going on here, and I'm going to find out what. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Huh? About what? My sister. She's not always like that, you know? I just never expected to be defending another prosecutor again. She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everybody liked her. I see. Sorry, but I'm having trouble imagining that. What happened to her? I don't know for certain myself. Did Mia break up with her? Is that what happened? Did Mia break her heart? Yeah. The bottom screen had 2 phoenixes on it. I never saw the thingy one before. I didn't notice. I think maybe she... well, maybe not. Sounds like there's something there that defies a simple scientific explanation. Let's go check out this underground parking at the prosecutor's office, shall we? Okay. Hey. To the scene of the crime. Emma said gay rights. So, this is the lot where it all happened? Looks like they're still investigating. Funny that my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this. Hey, everyone, keep up the good work. Hey, what are you thinking? Well, they are going to be my coworkers 3 years from now, after all. No harm in saying hello. Actually, there is. You know attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes. I'm trying to not stand out too much here, see? Hey there. You're expecting to go unnoticed here, you expecting to go unnoticed here, partner? Partner? What do we have here? Looks like a bambino got loose from the ranch and is up to no good. Folks gotta learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner. Oh, right, this guy, Shad says. Mr. Marshall? Marshall? Looks more like a sheriff to me. Why are you shaving right now? Star says, wait, attorneys aren't supposed to investigate? Shrug. I guess not. What the fuck have we been doing this whole game? Yeah, seriously. I guess attorneys are probably supposed to wait for the, yeah, being illegal. That's what we've been doing. I guess attorneys are supposed to wait until after after all the detectives have done their detectiving and then come in and, you know, look over what they found. But we just like to go and fucking investigate ourselves. We're more hands-on. Looky here, Bambi, and I know how you feel. But this is my gang's gold strike, see? Strike? This is our claim, our territory, and the gold mine is evidence. If you're fixing to mess with what's ours, you'll regret it, partner. You know what dreams the cacti out in the desert dream? You want to? What's this guy talking about? You head along home now. Happy trails, Bambina. That better not be alcohol, because I don't think you should be drinking on the job. Was that a hombre, a friend of yours? Kind of, sort of, yeah, he's a detective. Who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, it seems. Is this guy threatening to drag us out into the desert and shoot us? I think he was, come to think of it. You're a detective. Why are you threatening us? You really shouldn't be doing that. Just ace attorney things, TM. This is where the cars leave the lot. The arrow on the ground makes it look more like an entrance. What are you talking about? It's clearly an exit. Well, maybe it's both. Kind of a dual purpose? Aha! The theory of relativity! No. I mean, I'm not a physicist, but I know that's not how it works. What? I've got to write this down. Ah, hey, Mr. Wright. Maybe you know, was Mr. Relativity German or was he British? Emma, please. Shed wonders if she's just doing her homework. If she is, she's doing it horribly. Mr. Relativity? Are you sure that was his name? Look, a door! That must mean something. I'm not sure that doors mean anything. No, it won't open! A mysterious lock. I fail to see what's mysterious about it. Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more. Let's finish our investigation first, shall we? Aha! A ladder! That's a step ladder. What's the difference in scientific terms, please? Scientific, huh? Look at the basic nature of things, Mr. Wright. This all seems so horribly familiar somehow. Yeah. Star asks if the theory of relativity was Einstein, and yeah, it was Einstein, and yeah, you're right, he was German. A German who, I believe, fled to the United States. A phone. Here, a phone! Let's see if it works. Hey, don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching. I can't hear anything. My ears! No, my ears! Maybe it's due to the barometric pressure. Honey, please. You're trying to sound smart, but you really, really don't know what you're talking about. To be fair, she is 16. What is she babbling about? Hey, what did you just say? See, you can hear just fine. The phone's broken. Or it was just a dial tone. Those are a thing. This wall is in our way. It's got a faucet for water. Wait, I know. This wall is merely a facade, hiding the truth. This is no wall, but a water tank. I fail to see how it makes any difference either way. An oil drum. Looks like it's filled with water. It's heavy. I can't even budge it. The drum over here is on its side. Wait, I know. I'll hide in here and do a stakeout. I think I'll probably just get arrested. In fact, you may not even have to hide in the drum to get arrested. What? I'm not suspicious. You say you're not suspicious, but What's that? What's this? A wallet? Excuse me, officer. Wait! What are you doing, Mr. Wright? What am I doing? I just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police. I don't believe it. This is real basic. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please. Just put it in your pocket. I mean, to be fair, I think Phoenix had the right of it. Like, if it is evidence, then, you know, hand it to the police. But then again, according to Lana, the police are kind of not on our side, so Emma's actually got a good point that we should probably, like, keep it on us. Science pocket. Emma, you can't pocket evidence. Yeah, that's a big question. Star asks, so is text in parentheses Phoenix thinking or mumbling? Because I can't tell. Is everyone just a mind reader? Yeah, they never really make it clear whether he's mumbling or thinking. I think like half the time it seems like he's thinking. Half the time it seems like he's thinking, and half the time it seems like he's mumbling. And Shad points out, that would absolutely get you arrested. And Star points out, I mean, that's exactly what he's been doing this whole time. Still. How is that scientific? Sounds like theft to me. Well, hastily stuffed into pocket. It could be that it covers both. I'm called to duty already and at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you the trick to examining evidence in detail, okay? By the way, her eyes are sparkling. I can tell she's been waiting for this. Okay now. Look at the court record. Yes. You have to be sure to examine evidence carefully on all sides. Now, let's start examining from every angle. How do I... Aha. Oh, look! I think there might be a clue there. Oh, come on, I barely did anything. You should check it out. Press the examine button. Okay. Tutorial. Ooh, this is an ID card. A really pixelated ID card. Detective Bruce Goodman, ID number 5842189. See? Well, isn't scientific investigation useful? Oh yeah, this is a thing. A really weird thing, Shad says. I guess, though I don't see what science has to do with it. Goodman's ID added to the court record. Let's be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find. I guess I've got to be on my toes from now on. Wow, this ID looks like it's been through the JPEG machine. It really does! Now there's an entire other half of this room. Wow. Okay. Well, no time to waste. Let's get hunting for clues. I wonder what this is. Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. The sheriff. Like I said before, this here's our claim. You'd best be moseying along, unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Gah, scary. Could you just tell us one thing? Who owns that car? Well, the little filly's got a good nose on her. You want to know who rides that red Mustang with the body in her saddle, eh? Please. No problem, partner. About time for vittles anyway. Get yourself to the saloon up on the 12th floor of the prospector's office. Might just find you a cerveza you like. Prospector's office? Where does this guy think he is? And when, for that matter? Stop threatening to shoot people, you crazy vaquero! Or however that's pronounced. Note to self, look up Vittles Saloon and Cerveza. Maybe we should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. In any case, stay away from that car. You can look around here all you like, just keep your paws off our claim. Great. Great, maybe there are some clues around here, Mr. Wright. Let's check it out. Excuse me? Were you two all set? Us? Yeehaw. What's this? She couldn't be... You're selling lunches here? This is a crime scene. You, Shad says. Hello, half and half, was it? Oh, thanks. And you, sir? Yes? Some crunchy goodness coming at you. Thanks. Interesting way of doing business. Star, like, the lady I'll fight for my name. This area is off limits to anyone without clearance, especially passers-by. Or are you officers? No, but you don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. But she does look like the type to have cleavage, Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone. Even if my days as the cough-up queen are over. Excuse me? Cough-up, huh? She's got boob clearance. Yes, she does. You know, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch. I'm quite connected to this case, you see. The images are burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all the sordid secrets. Secrets? The cleavage queen. Oh god. How many jokes am I going to make about her? Dear me, you are a slow one, aren't you? I'm referring to the murder, the stabbing of that detective. What? A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. You mean you're the witness my sister was talking about? Please, cough up, Queen. Tell us what happened. The name is Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Or before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels. Yes, ma'am. Yipes, she means it. Is everybody just gonna threaten me today? Is that how this day's gonna go? Somehow I knew. Yesterday was a day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Dom energy. Yeah, definitely. Just like I know that the daily special on Friday every week is salmon. Destiny? Was yesterday special for some reason? But Dom energy, but bad. Yeah. Neon says the reason why everybody's threatening me is because I have a very threatenable face. Aw, come on. How can you threaten a face like this? You're a defense attorney, right? You should know then. You should know the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of inequity. Evil ones? Prosecutors! They have no qualms at all about blackening the name of innocence. And yesterday they paid homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for King of Prosecutors. What a farce. So she's saying there was some sort of prosecutors convention yesterday. Also, the way she's talking about it, doesn't that seem like a real conflict of interest here? Like, she sounds like she has a beef against prosecutors. Oh god. Christian Grey energy. God, no. Why? The worst kind of Dom. I was almost compelled to lace their lunches with something foul. So, you're admitting to contemplating murder. Lady, you're getting less and less credible by the moment here. Do you have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Oh, there he is, thinking Phoenix. Or is there some kind of scientific evidence of this, evil? Double fiend! Yeah, for anybody who might not have noticed, there are two phoenixes on the bottom screen. One of them pointing and shouting, and the other one thinking. Young miss, mock me at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the cough-up queen. Ew! The most heinous of all the evil ones, the one they awarded yesterday. It was in his car that they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all. I think you're mixing up your metaphors a bit here, lady. Really? Run, she's gonna puke on us! Oh god, that's even worse.
Your metaphors are on blend, darling. Blend.
My mom says your metaphors are on blend. Really what? I'm totally confused. One thing's clear, this lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. What you witnessed. So, what exactly was it that you witnessed, Miss Star? It was a fascinating spectacle, to be sure. I now feel I know what they say when they talk about a woman's wrath. To see Lana Skye wield that knife so... Her knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of his silvery ties to this world being cruelly cut still rings in my ears. The other star says, I don't want my name associated with this. I will fight her. I think I'm going to call her Angel from now on instead of Star. Anytime Star comes up, I'm calling her Angel instead. And the rhythmic beat of Lana Skye's knife. Wait a second, you know Lana Skye? Of course. It's quite a feat becoming chief prosecutor. How many lunchboxes of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder? What is with you and lunches, lady? She always travels light. Now, why would this pretty lunch lady know the chief prosecutor's name? Could we ask you a bit about yourself, Miss Angel? She's too hungry. Maybe Miss Angel here should, like, sit down and have one of her own lunches. Make herself less hangry. I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only the freshest and best from the Far East. For some reason, the boxed lunches are a hit here. Why not make the lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? No. Only true connoisseurs can understand. Her hat has race balls on it. Yeah, I noticed! The kind you can only tell someone who has tried General So's Trilobite lunch set. Never mind, you win. I don't even want to appreciate part of a Trilobite's flavor. Anyway, I come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? See the security room over there? The glass-walled booth? I sell my lunches, and since I'm here anyway, I drop in to see him. Since you're here anyway, I guess selling lunches is more important than romance. So, to scientifically analyze the data available so far, you, Miss Angel, are a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here. Useful analysis? Not. Did you have a bad experience with a prosecutor, Miss Angel? I sense some hostility. Hostility? Huh, perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike, and the bigger they get, the worse they smell. Kind of like 10-day-old clams in the chowder. I wonder if Miss Angel was involved in some sort of legal trouble in the past. That'd be a sure cause of food poisoning. Scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking cough-up, Queen. I thought she was just a lunch vendor, but now I'm not so sure. Oh, shit. Please just skip. Oh, thank God. Can I... Oh. Can't examine anymore. Fine, I'll move on. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Just looking at the decor here, anybody want to take any guesses as to who might be the High Prosecutor here? Observe the framed outfit. Yeah, that was one of the first things I noticed. There's also the potted plant. A pirate? Neon guesses. That would be an interesting twist, wouldn't it? This is the kind of room that just screams I can do the job. Quite a change from your office, really. Thanks. Look, there's a trophy or something here. A trophy? What, that shield? And the samurai statue. Ah, yes, that one. It takes real nerve to display stuff like this. Whoever's office this is, he must be a real stuck-up jerk. Mr. Phoenix Wright. Speaking of stuck-up jerks! You never tire of prying into other people's business, do you? That voice. Long time no see, Edgeworth. Hey, look, Nick, we're visiting your boyfriend's office. Yeah! There he is. Huh? Ah! Mr. Edgeworth. You know him from somewhere? Of course! I'm his biggest fan! My sister introduced us once and... Right, her sister was the chief prosecutor after all. Him! Ahoy, Captain! There's our pirate! Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you, I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk. No, did I? No! It was just Mr. Wright here. Hey, don't blame me. We're just here to investigate a murder case. Murder? A body was found in this nasty, bright red sports car in the parking lot. That would be my car. What of it? What? Your car? I'll say one thing, she certainly can scream. Now I'm just picturing poor Phoenix standing next to her, rubbing his ear like, ow. Ow. Honey, please. Emma, you're 2 for 2 here, you fool child. So, the body was found in your car? Go ahead, say it right. You think I did it, don't you? After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less. No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. Wait. No, she didn't do that. I mean... Wait. So you're the chief prosecutor's little sister, then? Yes, sir. I'm a Sky. It's nice to meet you again. Now that didn't sound forced at all. Now I remember. You've really grown. I'll admit, it was a surprise to me, too. To think that my own car would become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, now I'm forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand. Oh, wait, what did you say? Lana Sky is the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. You? Mr. Edgeworth? To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumors. You've heard the rumors about me, haven't you? Miles Edgeworth. It's hard to remember a time when there weren't rumors about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches, you name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. However, there are some who say I'm responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy! Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life, impossible to stop. Okay, some of the faces he's making are kinda cute. Edgeworth, why are you so cute? But Some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. I think it's funny. Toys? That bronze shield? There's got to be a story behind that one. Shad agrees that he's cute. Chief Prosecutor Sky? Yes, we first worked together on a case 2 years ago. Star also agrees that he's cute. It was my first big case. That's right, I remember. 2 years ago. I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. It appears I was mistaken. Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you. Then, why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. What? What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon? And Star's gonna hop off for a bit. Okay, see you later. To be specific, it was the knife kept in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. Edgeworth? What? Are you sure you didn't do it? Come on, can't he take a joke? You have a strange sense of humor, Mr. Wright. Yeah, you deserved that glare, my dude. Actually. Say, Edgeworth, I was wondering about this. Mr. Wright! Huh? What? Are you sure you should be showing that to Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, he'll take it for sure, won't he? Neon thinks he did it. I don't think so. I wish I could be on the same side as Mr. Edgeworth, but then my sister would be found guilty. If she sighs any deeper, I'm going to start getting depressed. It's against my policy to discuss evidence with the defense, especially with you. Oh, come on. He doesn't like you much, does he, Mr. Wright? He likes me. Nah, with Edgeworth it's never personal. It's all about winning tomorrow. Okay, let's go back. And where else can I go? Oh, okay, she's not here, so... I don't know, let's... see if she has anything to say. Could you take a look at this? Yes? You said you wanted some hot tea, right? No, but thanks. You didn't even look at me. You must have to brew the leaves for a long time to get rich flavor like this. We pre-infuse the leaves with steam before brewing. Ooh, I knew it! So that's the secret to their aroma. Exquisite! The only thing I'm smelling here is wasted time. A defense attorney must be able to fight. How about you? Do you think you can win? How about tackling Lunchland's Pickle Supreme lunchbox? Wow, it's really crunchy. A box of pickles? Kind of a sad lunch if you ask me. About this card. Lunchland vendors only accept cash, no cards. Especially not a card belonging to someone else. No, this isn't a credit card, it's an ID card. It belongs to a detective. And you're showing this to me, the lunch lady. Why? That's like showing a fine honeyed ham to a detective. I don't know, I think there are detectives who'd appreciate that. Why do I always feel like I'm being mocked? Okay, unless I'm supposed to go back here. Okay, maybe not. Okay. I am missing something. Maybe go bug Edgeworth again and present him with my badge. I once dreamed of being a defense attorney a long time ago. What? You wanted to be a defense attorney, Mr. Edgeworth? Yet, my path is laid out clearly before me. I have no time to reflect on what might have been. Aw, come on. So, what am I missing? Examine the area. I don't know, should I present stuff to Emma? See this? It's my attorney's badge. Ah, well, I've never seen a real one before. You're the first one who's actually been interested in mine, believe me. Its composition is mostly silver. The gold plating is flaking a bit. She analyzed it scientifically. There doesn't appear to be any corrosion due to sulfides. I'll give you $50 for it. Sorry, but it's not for sale yet. Actually, wait, hang on. There we go. Let's examine that. This must be the victim's blood, right? Either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this, anyway? Hey, maybe he spends his weekends roughing it in the wild. Edgeworth? In the wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely. Are you kidding? I always pictured him as an outdoorsman. Nah, he's too much of a nerd. Now there's a scary thought. Not much to see on this thing. Okay, yeah, already I'm like, okay, what do I do? What am I missing? And Shadow will be right back. Okay. Excuse me for a moment while I try and figure out where I am. Okay. Yep. Oh, that's the wrong button. I need to bug Edgeworth some more. Actually, let's examine. I know what I need to examine, so let's poke around more. Wow, this jacket is even lacier than his usual ones. This must be his lucky trial jacket. Lucky jacket, right. I've never seen him wear it. I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in a frame. Maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture. She's getting way too excited about this. Edgeworth is like you're literally in the room with us. My, what an amazing bouquet. Just right for Mr. Edgeworth. No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead, Wendy. Wendy? I've heard that name somewhere before. And beside it, a giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one. Huh? There's something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place, Wendy. Wendy? Is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiancée? God, no! I don't think so. Work Neon says she is, but no, good God, no. A work desk. It's quite tight, as one might expect. What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished so well I can see my own reflection. Strange? Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? Maybe I'll take that name plaque as a souvenir. Don't. He'll sue you. That would be theft, Emma. Like genuine theft. Hey, a chessboard. I'm not too up on my chess, but it looks like blue's in a bit of a tight spot. The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Huh? Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. Mr. Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edges surrounding the pawn with spiky hair. Nah, it's nothing. Whoa, these are all case files? They're stacked up to the ceiling. There's even a ladder. Odd. Thought Edgeworth wasn't good with heights. He must have someone get them for him. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? You must study these case reports so closely. He's so cool. You wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on that ladder. Now I'm picturing him on that ladder just clinging to it for dear life, like terrified. Poor Edgeworth. Ooh, cute. What a pretty tea set. I go more for the instant tea bags myself. Amazing. The drawer below is filled with packets of tea leaves. They're all sorted by place of origin and flavor. Look at this royal blend. What an exquisitely splendid concoction. There's such a thing as taking a hobby too far. What, he's gotta have his tea. Mr. Edgeworth has such a comfy sofa. Sofas like this make me want to curl up and take a nap. I bet he pores over his case files here until the wee hours of the morning. Then he takes off his jacket, rolls up his sleeves, and goes to sleep using his arms as a pillow. I don't believe it. She's actually daydreaming about Edgeworth working. I bet in the morning he has sofa hair and little creases in his cheek from the seams. Emma, are you crushing on him? He's so cool. Sofa hair is cool? Emma, you're 16 and he is very much not. Whoa, what a view! It must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor. I guess you would feel important. Incidentally, were you to jump out this window, the time until impact with the ground would be... got it! Approximately 3.23 seconds. That's handy to know. What, you expect someone to get tossed out the window? Defenestrated, as the proper term is. I've been wondering, what the heck is this? There's a big K on it. Prosecutors. Huh? What's that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy. King of Prosecutors? It's a great honor. They send that shield to the best prosecutor each year. What? So that K, that's... K stands for king? Yeah, you got a problem with that. I didn't design the thing. King of Prosecutors. Kind of like Employee of the Month, only better. Yeah, okay. Okay. So, in other words, you are the best of the best this year, huh? You can take that foolish grain elsewhere, right? I lost a day of work to receive that travesty. Huh? Why's that? I had to go to the police department ceremony to receive that broken shield. The police department? Yes, right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, correct? Where Detective Gumshoe works? Yeah. I was wondering something about your shield. Why is it broken? What does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about. Oh, right. He doesn't seem too concerned about his reward, for better or for worse. Yesterday was a very busy day for the prosecutor's office. Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday? Let's ask him more then. Day of the crime. Could you tell me more about yesterday, the day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day at the prosecutor's office. Cleaning day? Working with the police department, we sort and file all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transferal. Wiping your hands of old cases, in other words. Oh, and another thing. A ceremony was held at the police department. There's an annual review and awards for outstanding police officers and prosecutors. And that's when you got the shield? I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. That's very precise. People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves on our precision, Mr. Wright. No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. I mean, after that whole fiasco with the last case, I don't blame him for not trusting his memory entirely. This is the parking stub from the underground lot. The murder took place around 5:15. So the murder happened right after you got back. What, right? I'd appreciate it if you direct that suspicious glare elsewhere. Oh no, this guy. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm Edgeworth, what is it? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Report? What? Did you find new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Skye? I don't like the way this conversation is going at all. Skye, sir? No, sir. No name of that kind, sir. Not in this report, sir. Huh? I think I just heard Edgeworth's lid blow. Mr. Edgeworth's lid is not very tight, is it? I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated. Sir, but sir! I'm just following your orders, sir. They told me to bring this to you. I wasn't aware of the particulars of your arrangement with us, sir. Give me your name. Yes, sir. Meekins, sir. Officer Meekins. Right. Officer Meekins, take your report and leave. And good luck with that raise next month. But sir, I didn't know. Poor guy. Looks like he was absent on the day they gave out brains and good luck. Right. Yes, sir? Gah, he got me off guard. As you can see, I'm busy. You may leave now. Let's do what he says, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective from the same department as that patrolman just now. Go down to the police department. You can ask more there. Thanks. Seems to have finally calmed down, at least. Thank you, Edgy. I don't want you. I want this. Phew, we're finally here. Why would they put the detective so far away from the prosecutor's office? That took almost 30 minutes by taxi, and traffic wasn't even that bad. This is my first time to the police department, actually. Hold on, what's that? Oh, hi! disturbing. Why does it undulate like that? Oh, wait, I know. This is the blue badger. We're trying to make him the police mascot. Wow, Mr. Wright, you know a lot about the police department. Still, he does seem familiar somehow. Forget the blue badger. Who's that next to him? Someone appears to be dancing with the blue badger. Uh-oh, he noticed me. He sure is running over here fast. Hey, pal! What are you doing here? That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why were you dancing over there? What? Well, at least he doesn't seem to be busy. This is our chance to get information. Hey, all of you know I'm a very busy man, pal. Am I muttering or are you psychic? I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You better not agree to defend the suspect in this case. Why not? Huh? Oh, it's just that the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed him. But what if she's not telling the truth? Yes, well, no. Come on, pal. There's plenty of evidence against her. But what if the evidence was faked? Hey, pal, can I speak to you for a moment? Huh? Me? Why is this little girl so peeved at me? She's a relative of the suspect, Lana Sky's sister. Whoa, the chief prosecutor's little sister? Just please investigate this case carefully, okay? Scientifically. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using words like faked. Huh? It's a sensitive issue with us these days. And Shadow's back. Hello! We just found Gumshoe. Dancing with the blue badger, apparently. So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe? Me? Oh, well, nothing really. They kicked me out of criminal affairs. Detective Gumshoe? What did you do this time? What do you mean, this time? Then, what happened? I know things are busy right now. I mean, with my sister's case and all. Yeah, it's true. We've never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. All the highest ranked people are being let into criminal affairs now. The lowest ranking guy in there is our chief of detectives. Aw, Gumshoe. Gumshoe is precious and I love him. They're not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all. None of you? I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? So anyway, I thought I'd spend the day getting the badger dance down pat. Gumshoe, oh my god. Isn't there anything else you could be doing? The chief of police himself is directing this investigation, pal. And Officer Marshall is assigned to the underground parking lot. Officer Marshall? Now that I think about it, Emma did seem to know that Marshall guy. A patrolman in charge of a crime scene. It's unheard of, pal. A patrolman, huh? Detective, here's my attorney's badge. You show this to me every time we meet, pal. I haven't actually been doing that. I probably should get in the habit of doing that, shouldn't I? Just for the hilarity. Real men show their police badge. Enough said. I wish I had a badge. Even an ID card would be nice. Wait, speaking of ID cards, I found that detective's card, didn't I? Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this? Huh? Hey, pal, this is a detective's ID card. You can't just keep that, you have to turn it into the police. It's people like you that get me into so much trouble all the time. Meaning Detective Gumshoe must drop his card a lot. Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman? Sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake. Oh, come on. But don't you work together with him in criminal affairs? Whoa, now I remember! Bruce Goodman! He's the victim! That's what I thought. Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe? Actually, I'm gonna give him... Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed him with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? Well, what would drive Chief Prosecutor Sky to do such a thing? Wait, I mean, sure, of course someone else really did it. Someone who must have, Someone must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. The car and the knife do seem a little too well organized to be a coincidence. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. What could have happened? We have to find out a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth. Hey, that's it! That's the King of Prosecutors Award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal! I got an award for diligence myself. Congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Ah, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he's forgotten. But I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award. He's even got naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Yeah, we've heard about the rumors. Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, Stebbins. Okay. Goodman. So this ID card belonged to the victim? He was a detective, like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman. Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it? Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transfer for a case he handled 2 years ago. Evidence transfer? Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but word is that Chief Prosecutor Sky called him out there to the parking lot. And Lana's confessing as much. He's in a tough spot again. Again? Oh, look, that case. Well, it all started with the murder of that defense attorney Hammond. I'm trying to get an accent for Gumshoe, but it's not happening. But Edgeworth was found innocent. Listen, pal, there have always been rumors about Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses, nothing outright, but there were always whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering. They're practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties to the department higher-ups. It's only natural that people would be suspicious. I had no idea it was under the gun. Anyway, this latest case has started a new rumor. People say the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor position himself. What? But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Nobody wants to have to prosecute their boss. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. That does sound like him, actually. I was wondering about that. What? The Dancing Blue Badger? It's my masterpiece. You made this, Detective Gumshoe? The chief threw together some designs and I just did my thing, pal. Nice work. It's battery powered so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dances until the batteries die. Poor Blue Badger. Fated to dance until he drops. Why is that in my court record? And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know. Thank you! Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who was... What was his name? The guy in the parking lot? on the Blue Badger. Neon says, "Good job?" That'd be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police. Officer Marshall. Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? Yeah, his name is Bassard. Officer Bassard. Nah, Jake Marshall is just a regular officer from West LA. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this and then I'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe. I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there. Nobody will look at you twice, pal. Look, that patrolman is saluting the other guy. He must be a detective. And then I said, hey, you do that, your soup will get cold, buddy. That's hilarious, sir. I laughed so hard I cried. I guess he wasn't saluting. He was wiping tears from his eyes. They make a good pair. Oh, do they, Phoenix? The detectives in there look pretty busy. We are very discreet. Just imagine right now, behind those doors, a police drama in action. Somehow the thought fails to excite me. I always get excited when I come to the police station. Hello, Star. Nice to see you're back. Why is that? It just feels like I've jumped into a movie. Huh? You know, with all the police and criminals. Well, I don't know if this is all that exciting. Sure it is. Look at those two officers over there. They're probably talking about the latest bust. Funny, I thought they were talking about the weather. Mr. Wright, do you know why Let me start that again. Actually, let me take a drink and then start that again. Okay. Mr. Wright, do you know why patrol cars are painted black and white? No idea. Why? Well, I think they're designed after a panda. A panda. Not that I have scientific proof, it's just a theory. Do you mind me asking how you came up with that theory? It was when I was on a school trip. I saw a patrol car and it came to me. We had just been at the zoo, see? What about zebras? Or did they not have those at your zoo? The banner here is announcing the crime-fighting champion. Nice slogan. I wonder if they'll be selling fingerprinting sets. I don't think it's that kind of campaign. What family wouldn't want a set at home? It's good for finding out who's snuck into the cookie jar. I think most families can figure that out without the extra help. The usual wanted posters are hanging up on the bulletin board here. Do you know this face? If you do, dial 911. You know, Mr. Wright, I've always thought it was kind of funny. I've never seen anyone who looked like the people in these posters. They hardly even look human. She has a point. Just checking. Yeah, no. He's done. So let's head back over here. Looks like the investigation is still going. I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams tonight then, baby. Oh, still here? Ah, hello! Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? You've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too. What happened to the security guard? How many boyfriends do you have, and do they all know what you're doing? Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a doggy that's lost his herd. Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. There's something I wanted to ask you. The scene of the crime. A cold grave for men who have lost their dreams. And me, I watch over them as they sleep, dreaming of the desert's harsh judgment. He's asleep. Well, should we show this hopeless case something to catch his interest? Okay. He's come down with sleepy bitch disease. Actually. Officer Marshall, could you take a look at this? Whoa, partner. If you're fixing to draw on me, you best be ready for a shootout. You ready to become food for the vultures, compadre? Are you ready, Mr. Wright? Somehow I don't think he's going to help us. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warn you, fan letters to me go right in the spittoon. Ew. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Neon, however, is ready to throw down. It tells him to draw. Gumshoe. That old cow dog? You holding a birthday party or something? Huh? Look, where it should say letter of introduction, it says invitation. I think he just miswrote it. Great, Detective Gumshoe, I owe you one. No worries, this proves it's from Detective Gumshoe, better than a blood test. Guess I'd better let you in then. Thank you, Officer Marshall. Officer Marshall isn't a detective, he's a patrolman. That reminds me of something. That is odd. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher? Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settlers, strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny. Now they're just spouting stuff. Note to self, police investigations are like settling land. Actually, yeah, I can kind of see that. They're staking things out and trying to prevent people from getting in who shouldn't. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I say I won't be needing this anymore. Toss the... Detective Gumshoe's letter of introduction crumpled and discarded. Oh. Actually, do you have anything to say about this? Alright, compadre, count to 3. Huh? You gotta do that if you're gonna draw evidence on someone. That's what we do in Texas. Remind me never to visit Texas. You're from West LA! Ah, a toy shield. Suits the boy well. What exactly could you shield with that? A toy knight, maybe? Officer Marshall, don't you have anything good to say about Mr. Edgeworth? You don't like him, right? We get the point. You know, when I was a detective, I got one of these. Let me guess. Did it have a K for King of Detectives on it? Hey, they could use the same shield over and over. Note to self, the prosecutor's office and criminal affairs are surprisingly cheap. You know it. They've gotten cheaper with every passing year, I tell ya. He's not even denying it. I see your badge. Looks pretty round. Our badge is a star, a lone star, shining in the nighttime sky. A beam of light illuminating evildoers who come in the dark of night. Note to self, evildoers are weak against starlight. Obviously, evil is weak against light. That's how it works. Hey, that's a sheriff's badge. Should I? What's that? Some sort of police passport? This is Detective Goodman's ID card, strangely enough. We found it a good distance away from the crime scene. Good distance in this rat hole? If you want distance, get yourself to Texas. Yes, we get it. Everything's bigger in Texas. Texas? This is a teeny little crime scene in a teeny little town with teeny little evidence. What difference does a few yards make, compadre? Note to self, if you encounter suspicious evidence, think of Texas. That's your takeaway, Emma? There's no better way to study than to hang out with the pros. I'm not sure you should be taking lessons from this guy, though. Alright, compadre. Okay, so he does have good reason to actually want to, 5:12 p.m. The prospector's bright red steed came in at a trot real slow-like. Trot? my Madonna tells me the crime occurred 3 minutes later. So it seems the chief prospector was lying in wait. Shad says, I don't think this man is a pro by any stretch, hon. Yeah, I agree with that. maybe waiting for Prince to ride in on his bright red horse. So what you mean is the killer intended to use Edgeworth's car all along. Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim? Good men always die young. Remember that, partner? Could you be a little more specific? Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right? Well, aren't you a feisty doggy there now? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me the tale. I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Starr. One stab to the chest. Fine piece of work. Now, that's a contradiction right there. Someone's not telling the truth here. We heard from Lana that it was a stab to the gut and that he bled out later. But he's claiming that it was a stab to the chest. So someone's not telling the truth. And I'm actually kind of inclined to believe it might be Alana who's lying. Or not entirely, or mistaken, even. This here's the autopsy report. Aha. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way? Star says, this man makes me mad. He's far too dedicated to this cowboy bit. Yeah, seriously. This guy would be better as a professional cowboy than a detective. Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prospector Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all. Really? Like, really? Nothing in common? They apparently worked together on a case a few years back, so there's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective, and that's one reason why he didn't do much work with the chief prospector. But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here, to this parking lot? So it seems, like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. I don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective. You calling me out? I shoot you for that in Texas. But you're from LA! You're not even from Texas, you're from LA! Huh? I was one of them fancy-shoed detectives until 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Oh, really? Now he tells me. But you're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of a crime scene? Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina? So why are you in charge? No reason. We're just shorting hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime. That's suspicious, too. That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least. He's nothing but a sad old cowdog that can't find his tail. Come on. Don't be mean to him. Star also brings up a good point. Well, we're not in Texas, Marshall, so stop bringing it up. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh? Edgeworth? That cowdog's been kicked out of this cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just, you don't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation? Hey Gumshoe, you still there? Can I... Ah, damn. As a detective, I have to keep my mouth shut on that one. I know better than to go blabbing on about things I don't know about. Yeah, that really isn't cool. No, I wouldn't want you to do that either. Good. Okay. Just checking out the autopsy. Aha, okay, yeah. Name of deceased, Bruce Goodman, 36, male. Date and time of death, February 21st, between 4 and 5:30 p.m. Cause of death, loss of blood from chest wound. Okay. So Lana's the one who's lying and or mistaken. Assessment, wound was caused by a 12-centimeter knife. A single stab wound was found. 12 centimeters, so that's like about 6 inches. Kind of an impressive knife. Yep, Lana said stomach. But according to the autopsy report, he was stabbed in the chest. Yep. There's our first big hole in this whole thing. Caught you out, Lana! Yep! Okay, no. Wrong button. Let me see if I can... Nope. I'd love to just hand him the autopsy report, but nope. That is not to be. Ah, come on, Lana. Why aren't you here? I want to call you out. I already showed him that. I've already showed him everything. Actually, should I show him? Oh, right. I can actually do that. Yes. Star says, this is like that one mystery room case where the one guy's alibi was that he was committing a different, separate crime from the murder. I mean, that would be a pretty good alibi. What's this? Looks like a note of some sort. 675, 12, 2. Unless it's all upside down. Look, something's written on it. You're right. Let's see. 67S. Oh. 67S 12-2. There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman. Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Suspect voice. I didn't murder this man. I was busy robbing that apartment over there. Well, so what does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? I think it's a case number. 6-7S. Not to suffer. Deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. Hey! I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. B block is through there. That's from Visitors Park. I can see the Lunchland car over there, far in the distance. Hey, you're right. I like the cute design of the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching down on a juicy-looking steak. It could also say something about SL9, but I'm not sure if this is a significant case number. Yeah. Yeah, my first thought after reading it out loud was, is this even right side up? So that's something to keep in mind, definitely. Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy? Just don't think too deeply about it and you'll be fine. Look at that mess. This rope, is it? Yep, related in the outline of the victim's body. Ugh. So, wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. You've got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. I mean, Maya might, too. This looks like a cell phone. Scientific analysis would suggest this belonged to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to. What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Yeah, check it out. Alright, let's check it out. The display is still on the redial button. Redial? Neon says, nah, does it in the trash. Mr. Wright, most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to dial the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it. Star brings up a good point. Poor Edgeworth, how's he gonna get home now? His car is evidence. Yeah, seriously. He has to walk now, Shad says. Walk, probably take public transportation if there's any decent transport. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. Neon says Phoenix can give him a ride on his bike. I'm not sure it's built for two people. That's really romantic, but I don't think it would end well. It's just, you never know with people from your generation. Phoenix is like 8 years older than you. About. I think he's 24 here. Whatever. Let's check this phone out. Shad says, sure it is. Sure it is. Have Edgeworth sit in the basket. It's fine. Neon agrees. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Now, I wonder who the owner of this phone called last. Note to self, a defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button. Okay, yeah, that's probably the most accurate thing she's said about Phoenix so far. Hey, that song, I know that. Hey, what's going on over there? Oh, sorry. I see you, partner. Shad's betting Edgeworth. I'm betting Edgeworth, too. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you? Well, yeah. Whose phone is this, anyway? It was on the ground over there. Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prospector Sky. Wait, if it belongs to Sky, then why the hell didn't Emma recognize it? What? It's my sister's? She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody, right after the crime. Oh, fug. Look, last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds, according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now I got a question for you, partner. Neon brings up the idea of it being a burner phone. That's possible. I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised that, prosecutors might have burner phones just for security's sake. I heard a phone ring just now, one of those newfangled ringtones. Oh, that? Oh. I'm sorry, that was my phone. What? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. Wrong number. I hope you're not lying. I shoot you for that in Texas, partner. You're from LA! That's just gonna be my refrain every time he brings up Texas. Hello. I don't recognize you. But hello anyway. Uh-oh, I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. And Shad points out that, no, they don't do that, you bastard. Cell phone added to the court record. Any more investigating I can do? Okay. That looks interesting. A block. This area is reserved for prosecutors. Defense attorneys are relegated to B block. I dream of the day when I will be able to park my car here. I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright. Star says, Phoenix. Phoenix, you are an idiot, man. I'm not planning on giving up my job that soon. Big dumb bird. But he is pretty good at bullshitting. You gotta give him that. This appears to be the car where the body was found. It looks like the lock on the trunk is busted. The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Quite a luxury car. It just screams I have money to burn. Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. There we go. Something else opened up. So, there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister. Can we examine the paper? Oh, good idea. But I think I might not get a chance to. That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences. Officer Marshall. Yeah, Bambina? How can you say that? You and my sister, you were... Is there something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about it? You were dating! I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's a-blowing through the prospector's office. Dry wind or ill wind, someone's up to something here, but who? Aha! Oh, wait, no, what am I doing? Don't present anything. Victim's note. Check. This is all it'll give me. Office atmosphere then. Suspicions about Mr. Yeah, Shad is disappointed that we can't investigate it further. Yeah, that is kind of annoying. Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence, arranging testimonies, you name it. He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you. Star points out, Prospector Edgeworth is on the case. Oh yes, you mean Edgeworth, the man who lost to Phoenix, was proven innocent by Phoenix, was childhood friends with Phoenix? That Edgeworth? Yeah, about that. But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Who? Bambina? It's your sister, Chief Prospector Lana Skye. What? My sister? Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some people load them with deals. What, you're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trials? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old-timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth? So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So, you think we'll be okay? Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma? Yes? I know that song your phone plays when it rings. What? It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? That popular TV show for kids? The phone that just rang wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. Can you tell me what you talked about? She hung up right away. I see. Spicy. Yep. A detective is murdered and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. To be continued. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Skye, you remind me a lot of Mia. I mean, you guys kind of dated for a while. But there is one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's going to bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. The court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. I haven't been in court since Edgeworth's trial. It's been a while now. A couple of months. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. Say hi to your cat. Ah. Tell your cat I say hi back. The judgment is... The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor office's Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Ah, she did a purr. Good. Good kitty. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand. The cough-up queen? Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh ho, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. Ah, and for you, I have a fiesta bowl. Thanks. Well, the witness state her name in profession. Ah, and you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. Ugh. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. Why? What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Thank you, Edgeworth. Me? The name is Angel Starr. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up! Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. Huh? What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Angel was a detective? Aha! I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up Queen Angel Starr, Your Honor. Long time no see. Shad is just, she what? Excuse me? Very well. You may continue with this description, Miss Angel. Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor's spaces, yes. The crime took place by a car in the back of A block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with a knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright? I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Hey, come on. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Angel. Wait, are they talking about me? Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective instincts working. Then, through a wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. Neon says, crush them and serve them as a tasty lunch. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend? How touching. Star says, why does everyone insult Edgeworth's things? I don't know. Poor Edgeworth. As you can see, there's no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. By garish car, you mean Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's, wasn't it? Indeed, it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you were sure it was the defendant. I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always complain. We're dealing with Edgeworth here. I need better material before I start pressing this. Can you tell us what the suspect was doing when you saw her? Holding a knife in her right hand. Thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes. The next moment, Chief Prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Angel's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that! Why do you say that? How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Angel, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. You may continue, Miss Angel. Which boyfriend? This boyfriend. He's the detective? Not that boyfriend. The security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes. This boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunch, thanks. Note to self. The judge had to think before replying. Judge, please don't tell me you were actually considering it. The security guard room is in the lot in A block. It's up on the second level so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like, how would you say? Oh yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. What? I have no idea what that means. Me neither! Speaking of a detective's instincts, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective? Yes, well, he was a young cheese. And Shad points out, that evokes no feeling, ma'am. A young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets, a greenhorn. Neon says, continuing with the pumpkin, more on the pumpkin thing. Yes, I know that feeling well, Neon says, and Star says, the feeling of, oh boy, I'm gonna stick my hands in this goop. I, of course, am hard, yellowed, sharp as a tack. I bet you stink, too. In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. A persona? Wait, no, wrong game. Through a wire fence, I saw the prosecutor. By garish car, you mean... Oh, right. I already pressed this. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. Thank you, Phoenix! I am so glad I accidentally pressed this. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. I think you need to give yourself that particular piece of advice, ma'am. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. Ma'am, you are clearly biased as fuck. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. As tasty as that sounds, please don't fry me. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap. I took a picture. There's one problem with this. Like, if she was on the other side of the chain link fence, then, you know, there should be evidence that there's a chain link fence there. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. Why? I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. This is my first time seeing this photograph. Yeah, Star points out, that just looked like her looking in the trunk. Exactly. So many things about this don't add up. Neon says, to take a picture, of course. You think I'd show it to you? A prosecutor? Think again. Yeah, and again, Shad points out the same thing. She said this is taken at the time of the crime, but it's not. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Is that the detective one? Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Lana Skye. That's Lana Skye. It looks like she's wearing Goodman's bloody jacket, actually. So much of this does not add up. So, what was the defendant doing at the time? Chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Thus. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Oh yeah, and in that picture she wasn't... Hold on. I don't see any sign of a knife in her hand here. None of this adds up. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 10 centimeters long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. Yeah. Star points out that Lana also has a cut on her right hand. Yeah, that's also another good point. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. I'm actually going to call shenanigans on that because I doubt that a prosecutor would have the intimate knowledge necessary to actually, the intimate anatomical knowledge to actually be able to, know how to hit a vital spot. I mean, there's a reason why they call in experts for this kind of stuff. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So, the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Tell the court why you didn't try to... Oh, wait. Who keeps slapping me? Shad points out that she doesn't have a knife in the photo, so we can use that. Oh, no, not there. 1, 2. There we go. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Star comments. The many autopsy reports I've read have educated me on the fine points of anatomy, with causes of death such as blood loss and blunt force trauma. I'm an expert on fatal targets. Yeah, exactly. So, crime photo. Here we go. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Skye stab the victim with the knife. As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon's roll lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Skye not holding a knife? Ahem. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That's the most lackluster objection. Let's be a little more careful. Wait. I don't think I'm the one who should be saying that. Let's be a little more careful with our evidence, shall we? Oh, wait, no, that was me. It is you that needs to be more careful, Mr. Wright. I am confused. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. How can you tell that? Blood spatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stain on the chief prosecutor's coat? It's a black and white photograph. Yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem except you. Hey, come on. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? You got a better idea? No problem! No. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. People wear gloves sometimes, just for fun. Also, it's February. It's fucking cold. Well, okay, so it's Japanifornia, so it probably wouldn't be that cold. But then again, people would probably still wear fucking gloves. Ah! These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder is a serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? Or because it was cold because it's February? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Or she came ready to handle a body. Like, I mean, come on. Neon comments. Were there fingerprints on the murder weapon? Let me check. Nope. No prints. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Angel. This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. Yeah. Nice try, Neon. It was a good thought, but if she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. Got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. Oh, wait, no, okay, I can see the chain link fence here. Yeah, so that does check out. Um, right, crap, I already went through this whole rigmarole. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little bit stumped. I don't want to click it. I would appreciate a hint here. I don't want to click out of my thing so I can look at my own guide. Okay. So the hint Shad is giving me. If she used gloves as a way to say it was premeditated, would she not also need a weapon if she was planning this? Why use edgewords? So I should find a good spot to use the knife. And by use the knife, I mean, like, flash it. I'm gonna take a chance and throw it here. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case? The bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there? The defendant is the chief prosecutor. Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? And Neon suggested, nah, stab the witness. I'm halfway tempted to start stabbing, honestly. But that would be impolite. The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? Oh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Critical hit. Order. Great. Now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Right? I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. Neon says she lost her lunch. And you know what? It's 10. This seems like a good note to this seems like a good note to end on. And one more comment from Star. Question. Who brought their small child to a murder trial? That's a very good point. Who brings a little kid to a murder trial? Neon's like, but Pie. I think you'll be eating humble pie in a week or less. Yep. Gonna save here. And yeah. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see if I eat humble pie next week.